Alrighty, Nate, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. You were just saying crazy morning for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's yeah. We had our oldest kid is 6, and she just graduated kindergarten today. So we had her performance, and that was pretty cool to go see. And then just work and other stuff going on.
Cool,
So
man. Yeah, I think I told you, our oldest is 5, just graduated preschool, so we had a little graduation for him the other day. So
that's awesome.
that time of year, dude.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, one thing I'm really looking forward to, Nate, with this conversation, and I kind of told you, there's not like topics that I really like to give you ahead of time and have you kind of prep for, because I really want this to feel genuine to the audience. I want this to feel like it's coming from your heart and just is your experience. And so some of the things that I do kind of want to touch on, though, and maybe give you a little bit of a heads up here, and the listeners here, is, dude, when I see transformation photos of you, it literally blows my mind. I'm just like, this dude is the example to dads who have a dad bod and who want to get rid of it. Like, you are the standard there, man, because honestly, I mean, some dads look soft, but dude, you were big. You were a big, fluffy guy, and so I would love to.
Nicely.
I knew you would probably put it a little more harsh than I would, but yeah, man. So definitely want to jump into that. I want to jump into just what role fitness plays in your life as a dad and as a husband, and how you and your wife kind of work together to manage that and make that a priority, as well as not feeling like you're neglecting your kids as well by prioritizing that. Because, dude, I just feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't prioritize their health, is because they feel like they need to give whatever time they have out of work to their family. And don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I really don't. I think that's a good righteous or virtuous stance of theirs that they have, and that they want to prioritize their time with their family. It's amazing. But I do want to dive into just how you guys have done it, what the pros and cons have been of it. If there have been cons, then I would love to hear those as well, like what maybe some of the negatives are. But more than anything, man, I just want to kind of jump back real quick. This morning and last week, I had 2 separate clients who I've been working with for a couple of months now, a few months now. And 2 separate clients, both have just absolutely ghosted me. And I don't know, I don't want to say ghosted me, but have just not shown up for themselves, really, is what it is. I don't feel like they're ghosting me. I don't take it personally by any means, but they haven't shown up for themselves. And both of them came back to me and said, dude, can we put this on pause, because I can't breathe right now at work. And look,
I got those.
I get it. And and you said you've got those people as well. And
yeah, dude.
Sorry, go ahead, man.
Oh no, it's just tough. Like you said, like you don't want to take it necessarily personally, but you want the best for your clients.
Yeah.
You want them to succeed because you know what it's done for you in your life.
Yeah.
And so it's hard when they reach out with those doubts of being able to balance it all, and wanting to put it on pause or take a break completely from it.
Yeah.
And it's like, because from your experience, from my experience, it's only going to benefit every other aspect in their life if they can prioritize and make it work,
Yeah.
But
and I kind of wanted to use this to lead into you sharing your experience and stuff, man, because I just can't say it enough. And I feel like, I don't know if you feel like this on social media, but I feel like I say the same things over and over and over again. And I feel like I don't know if people get sick of it. From what I understand, chances are people probably aren't seeing it every time, so it probably isn't as repetitive to them as it is to me. But dude, I can't reiterate this enough. Like, there will never be the perfect time. There will never be. You will always be busy with something. And look, I get it. These 2 dudes that I'm working with right now who want to put things on pause, I know they're busy. But I'm just like, if you can't prioritize it now, what makes you think you're going to prioritize it at a later time? There's always going to be something that comes up. And so with that being said, do you mind if we dive into your story? Like, can we just kind of understand what was it that happened in your life that allowed you to get to the position you were of being, very overweight and in just not a good, healthy spot?
Yeah. So, I mean, growing up, I was kind of a little bit of a hooligan, I guess, a nice way of putting it. My parents raised us LDS in the church. I chose to kind of live a lifestyle that was completely opposite of that for a while. And then I met my wife and cleaned up my act, and she helped me get away from, substance abuses and clean it up. And so we got married. Fast forward 4 or 5 years, 6 years, I can't remember exactly how long until we had our first kid. And I was always very active. I used to run ultra marathons, did some rock climbing with some buddies, did a lot of snowboarding.
And I had no idea you did that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a very addictive personality. So when I quit, all the partying, it was like I just kind of fully immersed myself into the outdoor active lifestyle. So
cool.
Snowboarding, I used to quit my job in the wintertime and just go every day, and then trail running, we'd run, 3-4 nights a week, and it was long miles, and climbing, same thing. I mean, just I like to dive into what I'm doing. And when we had our first kid, I just took a break from snowboarding, and I mean, I had a couple companies kind of like hooking me up with like little hookups, and I had to promote their products on social media. So every year I signed contracts with Spy Optics and 686 outerwear, and if I put out a certain amount of content on social media, then I would get their gear. Well, the year that my daughter was born, I just didn't go, and I lost my hookups, and it just kind of like put me into this like downward spiral of just kind of negative depression, and then eating unhealthy and not working out and not getting after it, and the mountains or trail running. It just quickly, transformed my body in a negative way. I was up to 283 with like no muscle on me, and just very unhealthy, very mentally down. And I think it was pretty close to when my daughter was around 1 that I was like, all right, I'm going to have, if I'm lucky, I've got like 15 years till I got boys knocking on the door. If I'm lucky, right? If I'm not so lucky, I've got, 10 years till I got boys knocking on my door. So I need to be as scary as possible and mean looking to these future boys for my daughter's sake. So that was 100% the initial like motivation for me to get back to the gym and just get healthy. Was like, I've got a daughter. I need to be able to protect her, protect my wife, but also I need to look scary enough that I don't have boys just disrespecting my daughter, So
for sure.
That was a big thing for me. So I got heavily into the gym about 6 years ago.
Okay. So the timeline of everything was, so you and your wife got married what year?
2013.
Okay.
Or no, sorry, 2015. We met in 2013. We got married in 2015.
Okay. So in 2013, that's when you kind of started to change your lifestyle a little bit. You kind of went away from some of the addictive things that you had going on in your life. And so it wasn't even necessarily those things that caused, well, I mean, I'm sure your physical health probably wasn't the best while doing all that stuff either, but like it wasn't like you were really overweight and really big. So you met your wife in 2013, and then for the next like 7 years ish, would you say you guys? I mean, you were ultra running, snowboarding, all sorts of rock climbing and stuff like that. Okay. And then when you had your daughter, well, not when you had your daughter. It was when you lost all of your like sponsorships and stuff with snowboarding in 2021.
Yeah, 2020. Well, let's see. So Ember was born in 2019. So 2020,
Okay.
2021 is when I kind
Okay.
of
And
lost
over
it all,
what
and then
and over what period of time was it that you went from, being relatively active and fit to being like, because you were 285, you said?
yeah. Dude, it happened fast. I feel like it happened. I mean, I started putting on some weight when my wife got pregnant. And
Okay.
then, I mean, if she's got to eat some of that food, I got to help her, So I think that happened pretty quick. And then after our baby was born, it was just really quick. So by the time she was 1, I was already hitting the gym.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think that's pretty close to what it was. She was about 1, and I was like, all right, now that's when I need to get it into check, So
Cool.
yeah.
And it was out of like responsibility to be the protective parent and like the husband, the father that you wanted to be, is kind of what drove you to back to the gym or to the gym to really get you back in shape.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. So over the last, you said 6 years now, 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
I guess how has that transformed your life, and how long did it take you to go from, being 285 I mean, dude, I look at you now and I'm like, how much do you weigh now?
238 right now.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me if you would have said like 250, but guys, it's not like 250 of soft fluffiness. It's like 235 of just raw muscle. Like Nate
I
has
appreciate it, man.
transformed himself. When I post this on social media, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take a side by side of you, like one of your posts, and share that with everybody as I announce kind of the podcast going live, because it's honestly, guys, like it's amazing to see the transformation that he's gone through. So
thank you, man. Thank you.
Over the 6 years that you have kind of dove into the gym and a fit lifestyle and stuff, what would you say have been the key contributors to, I mean, the change obviously was, the initial change was you wanting to be scary for these boys that are going to be coming to your house, but what other things would you say have been affected by you prioritizing your health and your wellness?
I mean, dude, everything. I mean, it's, I feel like it's opened up the doors to business opportunities. I mean, I had no intentions, 5 years ago or whatever it was, when I got into the gym of becoming a coach, an online coach. And now I have that's a blessing that I'm able to, help other people with their health. And it's something I've become very passionate about. And but then also, I mean, obviously, like my wife and I's relationship, my mental health is a huge thing. I mean, I was never really a big depressed person, but in that state, when I was physically there, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with myself, and so, yeah, I mean, it starts, with mental health was improved, business opportunities, my wife and I's relationship, my kids and I mean, we're able to go out and get after it. They also, that I love is they see what my wife and I do, whether it's how we cook, whether it's measuring out all of our stuff, going to the gym, prioritizing that. They see, it's all of this stuff. And it's just going to help them to be better in their life, and them to have a good relationship with their body and their, what they're doing to take care of their body. So that's a huge thing for me. So I love that.
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. No, I love that exact same thing as well. I mean, the other day, I'm trying to remember what it was. My oldest boy saw something at the grocery store that he wanted, and it was like a vegetable. Gosh dang, I can't remember what it was now. Anyways, he was like, Mom, we could get this, and then we could have some rice and some chicken with it as well. And it was just so funny to like watch him be like, we got like our vegetable and like our carb and our protein and just little moments like that, dude. It's like, holy cow.
Dude.
They truly are sponges.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. My daughter the other day, she goes, at school, I got school lunch today, Dad, and at school, I got this for my protein and this for my carb. And I'm like, you're 6 years old, you know your macros. I'm like, you're killing it, girl. It just got me so hyped. And then we went to the kitchen and I like quizzed her because I was like, does she really know? Or was that just kind of a fluke? So we
Yeah.
went through the kitchen and I'm like, is this a carb or a protein? Holding up different foods. And she's like, carb, she killed it. It was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It was really fun.
And dude, to some people that might seem like extreme, or you know what I'm saying? It might seem like I don't know. Yeah, extreme I think is probably the best word, but at the same time it's just so interesting to me how just kind of backwards, society is in a lot of ways. And it's like, that's extreme to you. However, you taking your kid out to eat fast food every day of the week, like that's not extreme.
Yeah, right. And don't
So
get me wrong, we try to do moderation. Like when it comes to
absolutely.
kids, if I'm in meal prep mode, I'm not going to make my kids eat chicken and rice every single meal. If they want to go get Chick-fil-A or whatever, like we do that stuff. We try to treat the kids every once in a while, but I think it's good to have, an understanding of like what the food actually does. And like, and I think it's like you said, it's a little bit sad that that's how our society views that as extreme,
Yeah.
because it's extreme when you don't go that way, you quickly reverse the other way. I mean,
Exactly.
it wasn't long for me to pack on, 80 pounds of fat, and so
Crazy.
and then it takes a lot of time to rebound that, to reverse that, to turn that fat into muscle and to lose all that fat. So, I mean, it's just, I'd rather be that extreme parent that has my kids knowing macros than someone that doesn't.
Than having my kid grow up overweight and obese and not understanding how nutrition affects their body. Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely, man. Totally agree.
Well, and it's also like that poor overweight obese kid is also going to struggle mentally, until he gets the help that he needs with getting physically in shape,
Yeah.
So it's tough.
I mean, I'm not an expert by any means, but you can't tell me that the obesity epidemic in America, especially, isn't related to like the decline of mental health as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they are hand in hand with each other. And if you improve the physical health of our society, then you improve the mental health of our society as well.
I fully agree.
I mean, a while back, a couple of years ago now, I heard that doctors in Australia were now prescribing exercise for their patients. And it's like, that's the kind of prescription we should be writing for our patients, not just giving them more medications to take and pushing the issue to the side. Yeah. We should be looking to fix things permanently. So anyways, I mean, there's a lot of different areas to go into with that whole thing, but society, I just feel like what's become normal is really, really sad and unfortunate, and it's leading kids into, unfortunately, like really dark places because they don't know how to take care of their bodies and don't know how to be healthy. So awesome. I mean, I probably don't need to keep pounding on this, but I'm like, one of my favorite things to do with my boys is most Saturday mornings we go and we get donuts together. It's like, I feel totally okay with doing that because, well, for one, we always eat protein before we go get donuts. We always eat like some eggs or like some yogurt or something, some Greek yogurt to get some protein in our system first. And then we go and we enjoy a donut together, And so, just trying to, like you said, instill the moderation, instill the habits that are going to be sustainable and healthy. Because, I mean, this can be taken, to an unhealthy point as well, which I that's one thing I do feel like I've experienced is taking this too far. And not to put a smear on like bodybuilding, but bodybuilding is what did it to me. Like I finished my show prep and stuff, and then I leading up to the show, man, was in such a negative place mentally that I was like watching the Food Network and watching diners, drive-ins, and dives, and just like drooling over these TV shows while I was doing my cardio. And when it all ended, I just opened up the floodgates, man, and I couldn't control myself. And I was in such a bad place that for like 6 months to a year, I felt like crap. I looked like crap. And it just, yeah. So I think it can be taken too far. However, I think within the right parameters and with the right accountability, I think that was my issue, was I got rid of my accountability as soon as my prep was over and didn't reverse properly. And so totally, I take full responsibility for it, but just mentally I was not in a good place. So,
well, dude, I can relate. I had a coach to help me reverse, and he told me what to be doing. And dude, after my first show in October, I did the same thing. I could not stop eating. And it was like, what is wrong with me? Like, I would eat till I couldn't sleep because my stomach was so jacked up, you know? So I get it. It's bodybuilding is extreme, you know, it's very extreme, but I think it's also, not to go too deep on bodybuilding, but it's amazing. I feel like what it's done for me, dude, when I was prepping, I was eating, you know, towards the end, 1,400 calories, lots of cardio, lots of working out, lots of, you know, I mean, just very depleted. And I think that's the closest I've ever been. I don't know if I told you this at the gym one time, but I think this is the closest I've ever been to God, where I feel like it was a spiritual experience for me, you know, during that prep. So yes, it's extreme. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's brutal. It's self a lot of ways, you know, like my wife and I talk about it. It's a selfish sport to jump into, because my wife had to pick up the slack with our 4 kids, you know. I mean, we have 4 kids, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and twins that are 1.5, and she had to take care of them a lot for the prep. But it is a pretty special thing too, where it's like, dude, I felt spiritually closer to God. My wife and I were really close. I was pretty proud of the amount of work I put in. So it's hard. Bodybuilding is a tough thing, but it's done a lot of good things for a lot of people too, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, real quick, I want to jump back a little bit to when you first like made the decision to kind of make the change. You know, you said you wanted to be that dad who, you know, boys came to your house when they were interested in your daughter and were like, holy crap, have you seen her dad? That's what kind of initially drove it. But so like, what was your life like at that time? What were you doing for work? And how hard was it for you to kind of work fitness and health into your day-to-day? Because this is something that I feel like is probably going to be most relatable for most dads out there, is like, I have a job, I have a family, I have church responsibilities, I have to go to, you know, weekend sports, I always going somewhere. So how do I work all of this into my normal day-to-day?
Yeah. I'm a business-to-business salesman. I coach on the side, and my full-time job is a business-to-business salesman for a company that distributes cabinetry hardware to cabinet shops. But my days are busy, and then my nights are busy. So I have to get up at 4:30 the latest, get to the gym by 5. If I don't do it, I have to, you know, it throws my whole day off. It's tough. I got to, you know, talk to the wife, see what we can do at night. But then she typically goes at night. So it's tough. I have to, you know, just make sure that I get out of bed at 4:30 or 4, depending on my day. But get to the gym, get my workout in, get my cardio after the workout, and then get to work. So it can be challenging. I mean, I've told people that here, you know, they're not early risers, and I wasn't either, but I tell people all the time, it's like, yes, the first month, maybe 2 months sucks. Like, it's tough to get out of bed, you know, when you're next to your wife and bed's warm, and especially wintertime, and it's all cold outside, and you got to go brace the slushy weather to get to the gym. Yeah, it sucks, but you do that for a couple months, and it just becomes the normal, and you get to this point where you actually function. Even if you had a rough night of sleep, you function better if you get to the gym at 5 a.m. So I think that's, I don't know. That's
Okay.
kind of what I have to do for me.
Cool. And then as far as nutrition goes, can we kind of dive into that just a little bit too? Because for most of the people that I feel like I work with, the gym is kind of like the obvious thing that you have to do. And it's honestly, I think the thing that people probably enjoy kind of changing the most, like they love getting to the gym and putting in that work because it feels really good. You get a lot of instant gratification from going to the gym. Obviously not in the way you look, but like the endorphins and stuff that you feel, man, like that is a pretty instantaneous thing that I feel like most people get from going to the gym. But when it comes to nutrition, what efforts did you have to put in, to be able to still be there for your family and to still do your job and stuff? What did that look like for you?
Dude, it's unfortunate, but nutrition's like 90% of it, like when it comes to building a physique that you'll be proud of, nutrition's really, really high percentage of what's important. You could, and I would say this to clients to miss days, but you can miss a day in the gym. You can, or have a training plan that's, but your nutrition has to be dialed. You have to be, depending on what your goal is. If you're, trying to put on muscle, you need to be in a surplus. And if you're trying to lose fat, you need to be in a deficit, and you need to be tracking your food. So for me, it's most of the time I just track my macros, and I try to just have my macros depending on what my goal is, whether it's putting on muscle or losing fat. I'm in a surplus or a deficit, but right now I'm currently on a meal plan just to be 100% dialed, have no variable factors, to see like if, water retention, all these different things, what will do best for my body. So right now it's a very simple meal plan, and I like it that way because it's easy for me to prep. So for me, I prep chicken in the oven, I beef on the stove, and then I Instapot some rice. That's literally all I eat. I know people are going to be like, where are you getting your vitamin, your micronutrients, right? For me right now, that's what I'm doing right now, just during like a mini cut that I'm running. And it's easy. And it's 3 dishes that are dirty at the end of the, week, and I'm done. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I feel like
it did answer my question, like in this moment, but like when you first started, what was that looking like for you? I mean, were you meal prepping when you first kind of got back into like taking care of yourself?
Honestly, dude, when I first started, I was like, I had no intentions. I remember saying this to my wife all the time. I don't care to have abs. I just want to be strong and big. So I didn't count macros. The only thing I counted was protein. I made sure that I had, close to like 300 grams of protein a day because I weighed 285, So I was eating, close to 300 grams of protein a day for a long time. That was all I tracked. I don't recommend that, truthfully. Like it took a lot more time of me working at my physical health to get to a better physique and to get to a better body fat percentage, because I wasn't tracking my fats and my carbs, So I don't recommend, but that's what I did when I first started, was just like, make sure I get my protein in and lift heavy in the gym. Now I have a completely different mindset. Since learning about more and obsessing about this stuff, and so diving into like, diving into more information about it. And then having a coach as well, What's up, buddy?
Sorry, dude.
No, don't be, dude.
This is real life, I guess, huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. He's talking about eating your protein right now. Tell everybody.
Your protein.
It's what he says every time he comes in and I'm on a call. He says, "Eat your protein."
Yeah.
Okay, go find mom now. Okay.
What?
Can you please go out there? Thanks, buddy. Sorry.
You're good, dude. You're good. I love it, dude. Eat your protein. But yeah, for me at first it was just tracking protein, and then I kind of obsessed over learning about more, and then hired a coach, and that helped a lot as well, of just like, all right, now I need to track everything and dial it in. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's honestly, dude, that's where I have most people start too, though, is protein is one, not protein is the only macro I have them track, but
Okay.
the only other thing I have them track is just total calories. And
Okay.
and I think that letting the fats and the carbs kind of work themselves out in the beginning, at least, is a really, really good place for people to start. Because honestly, I tell them, I say, if you prefer a higher fat diet, then have a higher fat diet. Just make sure you're hitting your calories. And if you prefer a higher carb diet, then start there. Like, let's have a higher carb diet. And then as time goes on, and as we kind of get to a little bit better place, especially with like habits and mentality and stuff, then let's go ahead and maybe dial things in just a little bit more. But yeah, man, I think your approach to it, whether you were prompted to do that by somebody or something, or if it was just something you decided to do on your own, I think was very spot on, at least in my opinion. So
cool.
Prioritizing the protein and hitting the calories, I think is a really, really good place to start for most people. So cool, dude. Thanks for kind of diving into that. So I mean, as of now, what is, I mean, I know we've kind of touched on like the bodybuilding thing. You're doing coaching on the side. Like what things do you have coming up for you personally, or whether it be like with your coaching and whatnot? Like where do you kind of foresee yourself going with all this?
Yeah, the coaching, I'm just still pushing. Still just trying to help people that want the help, but also I'm still educating myself as well. My wife and I are doing like some J3 university coaching classes and some NASM classes and things like that. Just to kind of better educate ourselves so that we can.
Daddy, can you hear what I'm saying?
Sorry, dude.
No, you're good, dude. You're good. So we can just better help like our clients. It's funny. I told my wife when I first started wanting to coach, I didn't ever want to coach. It just changed a lot. I was like, I do want to coach bodybuilders. I don't want to coach bodybuilders because that's crazy hard. Now I could, or, I do want to take on men mainly, not females. And now it's changed, and I've got a lot of female clients, and they're awesome, So I think it's just, we're going to take the coaching thing just like, day by day, and just kind of rock and roll with it and see if we can help some people out. And further educate ourselves to better help our clients out. And then and hopefully be doing that full time someday in the near future. So, and then for myself, I'm going to do another show in November. So right now that's kind of like what's taking a lot of my, like, I guess, headspace, is trying to like, prep myself to get ready to go into prep mode again. I need to be better in all avenues that I did last year, So last year it was my first time ever doing it. So I could have been leaner, could have posed better, could have been bigger, all these different things. So I think this year I hope to just improve from my last year's physique, be able to pose better, be leaner, be bigger, hopefully, So that's kind of what's taken up a lot of my, like, goals for this year. And then my wife and I think, she's been helping me with the coaching as well. So it's kind of like, we both, talk about things at night, and we've talked about this before, but the social media side of things, that's a job in itself, and so my wife, she helps me a lot with that. And cool. So yeah, we're just kind of doing that. It's like coaching, training, and balancing work, and then the kids, and trying to keep them healthy and happy, and yeah, that's kind of awesome. Us right now. No crazy vacations or anything like that. Just hunkering down this year,
That's awesome, dude. No, that's great. I wanted to kind of just give people an opportunity to just kind of see the transformation that's occurred in you, going from, I mean, you even going back into your high school days of growing up a little bit wild and crazy, and then meeting your wife. That's why we have wives, just to kind of bring us back down to earth, I feel like, a lot of times, and humble us a little bit. So, and then the transformation of, you know, becoming a father and having kids. Like it's really, really cool, man, to see people who take on more. Because look, I mean, you see it all the time on like social media and stuff, but I feel like one of the big themes with posting lately has been, it's like, you know, any 20-year-old can get fit, any 20-year-old can say, you know, get to the gym and make this a priority. But in reality, dude, those kids have no idea what it's like to have a full-time job, to have a wife and have kids and have other responsibilities outside of that. And on top of it all, you know, try to take care of yourself. But I just want to like support, I guess, what you said earlier. By doing this is only going to make you more suitable, more capable of performing all of those other functions in your day-to-day life. So,
bro, even like the patience it gives you with your kids, you know, I mean, it's simple little things like that where I notice if I don't go to the gym, if it's my rest day and I haven't moved much throughout the day, and I can tell I'm a little bit of an aggro, you know, ornery cuss, you know, and I'm short with my kids, I'm short with my wife, my dog, whatever it is. I'm like, you know, I need to get moving. I need to get, you know, some good fuel in me, and you know, whatever that is. So I think it's just so crucial, dude. I think it's so crucial for everyone to take care of their health, but also for dads, because I mean, dads and moms, dude, you get run ragged, you know, throughout the day. You got a lot of stuff to do. You're constantly cleaning up after the kids. You're constantly doing stuff. If you're not physically and mentally well because of your physical and mental health is plummeted, you know, it's going to be that much harder on your kids and you trying to balance it all.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure, dude. Even on the days that I do go to the gym, I still am short on patience some days. So I can't imagine what I would be like if I didn't go at all. So anyways, dude.
No doubt.
Well, Nate, you're the man, dude. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Maybe in the future, got the whole family coming in now. Oh, hey, bud.
I love it, dude. Hey, let's do another one, and I'll just be in the house with mine. We'll just have a family pod, dude.
I love it, man. No, but seriously, I would love to have you on again in the future. But thank you so much, dude, for taking the time. I know you've got a really busy weekend. If anybody's going to FitCon,
dude, hit us up.
I don't know if I'll put this out before then, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll hurry and publish it real quick. So, anyways, man, we'll have a great time there, and looking forward to just seeing you around the gym, man.
Thanks, Luke. Take care, brother.
Yeah, we'll see you, man.